Hey, welcome back to this edition of Trinity and 20. It's good to be with you this week. In our occasional walkabout in the church and looking at things that you may have noticed or thought about or wondered about, this week I'm standing over near this candlestick, and you may know that the formal name, this is a special candle, particular for the church, it's called the paschal candle. And on the paschal candle, there are a number of symbols that are on it. This one happens to have on it the bottom the year 2022. And there is a cross on it with 5 nails, pins, and those nails and pins represent the wounds of Jesus from his crucifixion. And on this particular candle, there happen to be small images that represent the 4 gospel writers, like there are 4 images here in the church, reminding us of the 4 gospel writers who wrote the story of the life and ministry of Jesus. And this candle is brought out, there is a new candle brought out every year, and at the date for the year, on the Easter Vigil each year. And the candle that'll come out this year at Easter Vigil will be calendar year 2023, which is this year, and it will be lit for the first time. This candle is lit during worship from Easter until the day of the Ascension, which is 40 days after Easter, when we remember Jesus ascends into heaven. On that day, we put the candle out at worship, and we don't light it again until Christmas time. And so on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, we relit the candle, and it burns at worship now from Christmas Day up through Good Friday. This candle will be extinguished for the last time on Good Friday when we remember the death of Jesus, and then the new one brought out for Easter. So what the candle tells us and reminds us of is the cycle of the life of Jesus and his earthly ministry here among us. So when we remember in church the stories of the earthly ministry of Jesus from his birth to his death, and then from his resurrection, ascension, back to his birth and his death, it's a sort of cyclical reminder of Jesus' presence, Jesus not being here. Now, we do light it at 2 other particular times. We light it for baptisms, when we remember that we are made part of God's family, we are made part of God's presence here, we're reminded of God being present with us in Jesus in our life and the outpouring of the Spirit, so we light it then. And then if you've ever been to a baptism, we light a small candle and give to the family that has a child or an adult being baptized as a reminder that their life extends out of this sense of the life and ministry of Jesus. We light it again also at the funeral of somebody who has died, and when we have their funeral here, as again that ongoing promise that Jesus is with us in our lives and in our deaths. And by the outpouring of the Spirit, it then becomes part of that remembrance of Jesus and the Spirit being with us. So it stands here by the baptismal font, where we remember our entrance into the life of the church, into the life of God and Jesus, and reminds us of Jesus' time here on earth. So as you're sitting here and you think about it, it gives you something to think about, and that in this time of the year, we're telling stories about Jesus' ministry and how he formed his disciples, he shaped and formed his first community, and how that is an extension of his resurrection. So as you're here, take a look at it. Come on up and take a closer look, and you can see some of the symbols that are there inside of it. It's good to be with you. I hope that you are present here with us whenever it is possible, and that you remember that your life, too, is an extension of the life and ministry of Jesus in this community and around the world. Peace be with you.